just what I was saying, except we have enough variation of the buildings that.
Yeah, it's slightly different. You get a bit of colors, you get a few specific buildings.
エジプト、
And
ピ
you
ラ
do
ミッ
get
ド。動画の続き、
really
パート
nice.
2は、ピラミッドがあるエリアですが、
The variations are
こ
really
の動画は無解説の垂れ流し動画になります。
It's interesting how this like
パート 3
sandbar
で、
kind
ピラミッ
of
ドのみ編集する予定で
effect
す。
to our left is
この動画の最後、スフィンクスの前には、マクドナルドがあるはずでしたが、
the river and
ケンタッキーとピザハットだそうです。
amazing part of the
ピラミッドは砂漠の中ではなく、ナイル川沿いに建てられています。それでは、以降無解説です。
Oh, I'm pretty low. I'm lower than the top of the
Oh
pyramid.
yeah,
I'm
I see
at
that
300
now.
feet.
Wow.
Yeah, don't worry guys, there's more pyramids coming forward, so
Oh yeah.
don't get too attached to this one.
Nah, there's
Let's
plenty.
do that.
Plenty. And what's nice is in the sim,
There's pyramids
I
for
think
everyone.
every single one of them I think is a point of interest. And as you get to Cairo, there's some, you know, buildings and parts of Cairo that are gonna show up as points of interest. So they really didn't leave it out. There's a few right away. There's a couple more coming up right after this, not too far up the way. So
Yeah, we have to climb up a bit to get there.
I'm picking up a little bit of speed because I was slowing down quite a bit to fly low, but I think I'm gonna overpass about 4,000.
It's a nice sightseeing because now there's desert on the left and on the right. But you just have this big water and grain area in the middle.
Yeah, well, thanks to the Nile.
Yeah.
You can definitely see why it's the lifeblood. If you look at the landscape and then you see how important that river is, I mean...
Yeah, it's pretty flat.
It's really stark and flat and dry, and when the Nile has a problem, everybody has a problem. So there have been times when it's flooded and been extremely wide, and I got a little bit of cloud here.
Automatic irrigation?
Yeah. Unwanted, yeah. And it's weird because you see some weathering that I think on some things, it almost is like it's more than just wind. You know, there's some discussion now, they're sort of battling around about the erosion that's on the Sphinx. And there's a couple of, his name is Robert Schock, I think. And he is a scientist. He might be a professor as well, but it's a scientist that's trying to claim that perhaps the rock that the pyramid is sitting on, that it actually was eroded by water. And in order for that to be true, the time frame for that erosion would put the time frame for the building of the Sphinx back much further than is currently commonly agreed upon. Yeah, so it's kind of an interesting topic.
Yeah, it is.
If he's right, it really implies something amazing. So.
It does mean that the continent would be much lower, or at least should have more water over it. And
well, I think it's about 12,000 years prior that it would have been wet enough, or 15,000, in order to create that. So then that, of course, implies that the Sphinx isn't, 5,000 or 6,000 years old, that it's 20,000 years old. That would be a mind-boggling discovery if he can prove that is the case. We shall see, but...
I love Scott's comment up there. He's saying, like, used to be in simming, we would ask if it's really that way. Now we know that it most likely is.
Yeah.
So cool. Yeah, I agree with you. It's literally true. Before, like, yeah, that doesn't look right.
Right.
Now we're like, I mean, can you beat satellite imagery?
We're having that issue with the flying as well. Oh, this doesn't feel right, right? So
yeah.
Now we've got it in another direction where the technology is coming into the dynamics of it, and we're all going to go through a bit of a learning curve when those are perfected, because it's going to feel funny. So we're looking down. In the past, we're thinking, this doesn't look right, and now it does. And in the past, it's flying pretty smooth and whatever, but now, and now we're discovering, oh wait, you mean to tell me it's that far off? And so there's going to be this this bit of adjustment that's coming.
Oh, see this big pack of people down there. I'm probably
Yeah.
a little quick. You guys don't seem too far. Let us know if we're really too far ahead. Oh, I see you down there, File. I hope you guys
Yeah. No,
I'm a little too
I'm
quick.
gradually speeding up. I'm just trying not to. I don't want to climb too much. So.
Yeah, my
Okay.
throttle's at about 80%, 75%. We'll maybe just try to slow down so the group can catch up. How about that?
You know, while we're doing this, I'm looking at my instruments here and checking to make sure everything's all right. And I forgot I had a
Yeah,
a
check
tip.
the fuel.
Oh yeah, I'm doing good. I'm the mixture is
Fuel quantity,
had-
we're about 50%, so that's good. Maybe like
yeah,
just
I'm
below 50%.
trying to manage the mixture well. I saw a tip in the trick. I don't know if anybody's seen it, but I thought I would offer it up. It says if you hold the right Alt key and click on any instrument at the same time, it will pop out. So that if you have the ability you have another monitor or you have a tablet, you actually can drag this instrument to another screen by holding the right Alt key and clicking on your Garmin. I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. I don't have anything to drag
Yes.
it to yet.
So for those who want to see it visually, it's like this section, which would be the screen itself. Well, let's do this, right? This whole section would become, well, you probably don't know if you could see it. Yeah, you probably won't see it because I'm only streaming the game specifically.
I
But
can see your cursor, yeah.
yeah, you can just see my cursor, but not the. But this whole section, the one that uses just the GPS, not the buttons. So if you click on this, that will replicate in a separate window. Same for this, same for any kind of screen that you have. All those screens would be able to be moved into a window. Very useful for cockpit building.
Another one that I had that you and I discussed, and I couldn't figure out. I remember reading about it and hearing about it, and I need to test it. But another tip was set an airport as arrival and do not choose one as departure, and it will spawn you in the air basically on approach for you to practice your landings. Because remember we were talking about that, and I'm like, is there a way you can just sort of spawn in and you're ready to try to land? And lo and
Sorry, I
behold,
didn't do my homework.
yeah,
I forgot to do my homework on this.
uh,
Yeah.
on that one, yeah. So basically anywhere that you want, you just set it as an arrival. Do not set a departure, and you will spawn in the air ready to try to land. Maybe that's what I should do with Lukla instead of trying to fight my way through the clouds and suddenly, oh, it's in front of me. Yeah.
I'm leaking a bit ahead of time. The pyramid's down there. First, we're going to go to another point down there.
Yeah.
But there's something in the far distance
up.
that
I
looks
think
pretty pointy.
The the bent pyramid is coming, which is Dashur. And they say that it arguably is the most important pyramid field in Egypt outside Giza and Saqqara. The southern pyramid of Sneferu, commonly known as the Bent Pyramid, is believed to be the first Egyptian pyramid intended by its builders to be a true smooth-sided pyramid from the outset. Of course, the earlier one was the Medum that we just passed. It had smooth sides in its finished state, but as they were conceiving it and building it, it was not intended to be smooth. So this is a very interesting and very old pyramid that we're coming up to. And
I'm
it's
gonna
nice
take a look at on the runway down there. I just want to see what it's like. I'm not gonna go and do a touch and go on. Actually, let's see how far are people? Because if it is the case, I'm just gonna go around, probably do a touch and go, and by the time I get back, the rest should have caught on. I hope so, at least. I can see the name tags, but it's very hard to see.
There's so many of them.
And you guys don't look that far, but it's kind of hard to visualize the distance.
I think I'm maybe a minute. I think I'm maybe a minute behind. I got a couple people behind me as well, and but I think we're maybe not more than a minute.
Yeah, okay. I'll just go for a very quick touch and go then.
I'm gradually, slightly speeding up, but trying to maintain 4,000 roughly.
Landing gear.
Yep, I'm about 150 knots here.
Landing gear.
That's why I'm
landing
just
gear.
ever so slightly
Landing
trying
gear.
to
Landing
pick
gear.
up the speed a little bit.
Landing gear.
What's nice about this aircraft is you can really get it up to a pretty decent speed. It can go 195 knots.
Yeah, nothing like the Echo Cub. That thing goes 90, 100, 110. When you push it, 120, but it's not really made for speed.
I actually have a flight that I'm going to try the good old Cessna 152. We never use it. It is slow, but I've chosen a shorter flight, but over an interesting area. And I said, you know what? Let's give the old bird a try. And I thought to myself, now wait a minute, it only goes about 107 knots, so I've got a 200 and something, maybe 210, 225 nautical mile route there. So, and it's because of that. But I love that plane. It's an old-fashioned
Landing gear.
the trainer and all that, but it's so
Gear.
stable, it's so well done that it's really fun to fly. It's easy to control. You can kind of muck about and not have to worry for every second of your life.
Landing gear.
See the airport.
Landing gear. Landing
coming
gear.
in from
Landing gear.
the south to get runway 31 left or 31 right.
That's a pretty major highway we're flying over here. Wow. That
Yeah, I
crosses
know.
the Nile. That's pretty cool. I don't know why I wouldn't expect it. It's, snobbishness of a Westerner to think, wow, there's an interchange below and it's in Egypt. Well, of course there is. But
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just
not expected.
not really in the middle of the Nile. No, I don't know why it's not expected, but says more about me than.
Where are people landing? I'll take the right. So I'll take 31 right. So people coming from the other site where Synapse is or RC Pilot, take the right as well. Let's take your
I think
right.
I might do a fly around instead of. That way, it'll give me a chance to pick up a little bit of speed and get a little closer. I'd like to see from above this one area up here. As we get ready, the bent pyramid is going to be
The narrow runway.
roughly due west. We'll have to go back to have a look at that pyramid from the airport. Hotel Echo 15. I love the way Black Shark does the building roofs. It just looks so different. Like I flew in Madagascar. I've mentioned it before. I flew in Senegal, then I tried Madagascar, and here we are in Egypt, and none of them look the same. Yeah, there's autogen, but it looks different enough that you know you're not in the same place, which is valuable because the more expansive and unique the world is, it's gonna add life to the game and replayability and usability. So don't get bored. Same thing.
Yeah, I know.
And the immersion is
Honestly,
possible because you have so much that's different. You know what I mean?
There's a large variety of objects to begin with, and they said they would bring in more. Asobo said they would bring in more.
Imagine, as if there wasn't, enough. But
Honestly,
I'm
yeah, the
thrilled.
more you have, the better.
The
So I'm
better.
not going to complain, because sometimes the buildings can be very, very similar in some sense.
They can.
Like, the shapes might be slightly different, but the texture on it's mostly, two or three. And it seems like most people have caught up, so it's nice. We're just going to be circling a bit over the pyramids while you guys attempt a touch and go down there. See a few of you on approach, a few of you have already done it. And Synapse back in the air. Nice.
I'm taking a hard turn towards the vet pyramid. Oh, there they are. I can see them. A pair up there now. We've got. I don't know how to pronounce this one, so forgive me. It could be Djoser or Djoser pyramid, as well as, wow, we're not too far from the Sphinx and Giza or anything, so we're
pretty much towards this group of everything, honestly.
It suddenly came up on me. I don't know why. I thought it was a little bit further, but
landing gear.
Wow.
Landing gear.
Well, we're a little
gear.
over our
Landing
usual
gear.
schedule, honestly.
Landing gear.
Ah, yeah. Well,
landing
we
gear.
It's
Landing
fine.
gear.
I mean,
Landing
the
gear.
goal of this
Landing-
the group flight is also to time us, so that we don't exceed, like we used to do. Let's just call it. We talk for hours on end, 4 hours, 5 hours.
Yeah.
Way too excessive, and probably we were the only one left who stayed the whole time. Everyone joined and left and renewed. So
Yeah.
some people are saying, "Yeah, you're not in my right time zone." Well, we started in the wrong
It
time
was-
zone. We
yeah,
ended in the
We
right
ended
time
in your
zone for you.
exactly 5 hours
Now,
later.
that was one of the advantages. The only thing it's very taxing. You know, speaking for 5 hours does have
It
a
was,
toll.
yeah. It was very tiring.
I don't know. They probably
Landing
didn't
gear.
do the drawings very well for this pyramid. Whoever made the plans to build this, yeah, it's
Yeah, it's got a little bit of a few issues there. Now in
They
the
didn't think long term, right?
no,
Hey,
it's
hey,
the
it's not
Saqqara.
bad.
I think it's called Saqqara. Is
You know, it's
the general area.
not bad because they went for the rumble and all that stuff. That's actually not bad in terms of details. Hey, La-Di-Da is on the ground
Nice.
next to the pyramid.
Wow, that must be a nice screenshot. Take a screenshot. Post it in the event text
Yeah.
if you have the chance. Oh,
Yeah.
Off-road Ohio, yes.
Eh.
Let's see.
Yeah, Scott, I should get the add-on for the tiny nameplates, honestly. So it's the kind of things I didn't get to do.
See, there's another another little thing that I didn't know about.
Yeah,
There's
it's getting
nameplate.
customizable, but we're not at the FSX level yet. There's still a few things that
I mean, we
to be-
forget. What is it? September, October? We forget it's only 3 months. Yesterday.
It feels
right?
like 5 or 6, but it also feels like yesterday. At the
Yeah.
same time.
It's a.
Because there's so many things happening, yet it feels like I've only been playing this for a few days. Like, it still feels like, you know, this new thing that you get.
Yeah, because the world, I'm going someplace different so often, and it looks so good that it's still fresh. It's weird how it's so fresh, but I think
Yeah.
that's simply because of how good the scenery is, and now you can go to these places that you never really consider going, right?
Yep. Go see that other pyramid. That pyramid. How's that look? Let's go see this one now.
Ooh, overspeeding a little bit. Slow myself down.
This one's nice. It's one that resisted.
Yeah,
more
deterioration. It's
than the
built at a
others?
later. It's built at a later
Yeah, it's
date.
more recent. You can see the manufacturing.
Oh yeah.
So, someone wants to clip that for me. I want to keep that. Holy smokes! That was Egyptian magic. They don't
I
want me
must
to
not
get too
have
close.
my. I don't think I have my point of interest tags turned on.
Yeah, mine are off as well.
Yes,
But
I don't have the name of this
Must be
one.
some
and I
kind of
should
magic
do it.
protecting this pyramid. That's for sure. Don't get too close.
Don't do it.
Who knows? Suddenly your fuel could disappear. You never
The
know.
aliens are keeping you off. Oh wow, wow, this is cool. I'm liking this. It's amazing how, the Great Pyramid and Giza just erupt out of the ground, and Cairo abuts right up to the.
Just pop up and
Yeah, it's just like all of a sudden city stops, bam. You go from, 2020 to 2700 BC or however far back we're going here. So it's.
yeah, and the manpower for all of this. You need a
Oh.
whole.
Unreal.
You need a whole
Unreal and
country
hard to
for it.
imagine. Wow, we're coming up on this super quick.
Yeah, I don't think they had unions back then.
If you want, we could land at the pyramids. We don't necessarily have to finish at that airport, if you don't want to. We also have the Egyptian Museum up here as well. So, if you,
Yeah, we'll go visit that. I'm a little behind you now.
if you hone into the... Yeah, it's funny,
Oh, this pyramid looks nice. I like it.
Yeah.
The color of it is kind of more orange. I don't know if that has
Wow,
to
the
do if
trees look
the thing
different.
was.
Here.
Yeah.
Is that palm trees? They look very different to me. Then I'm not low enough to see. Oops, let me bend away from Giza a little bit because we want to go up to the museum. You said, right? So we need to kind of bend more
going
east.
to-
Yeah. So
Yeah, we just went to Josar, and now we're going through the airport to the Egyptian Museum. Just a thing for you guys, just as a little notice. the flight plans that we make go straight to the waypoints, but the flight simulator kind of bends and rounds off the waypoints, kind of like the way a plane would do. Instead of a plane doing a 90-degree angle, it would turn and it would be that angle. And so that's what's happening here. But they're also moving the waypoint back, so that's kind of sad. And yeah, thanks SDW for the clip. That's really nice of you. I appreciate it.
Oh, great.
And now we're over at the city. Wow, look at that.
Yeah. That's cool. You know, I wanted to mention another freeware because you mentioned it to me, and then I finally located it. Remember when you told me there was an add-on linker that would create like shortcuts so that you could create your own structure, kind of like what I do with airports and scenery and aircraft and utilities, mods, whatever. I have all these folders already set up in a flight simulator folder. And the neat part of it apparently is that with this add-on by Bad 2000, you are actually able to point the simulator to your add-ons where you actually might want them to be. If you've created personalized folders in order to have everything structured in a certain way that you can better keep track of. This apparently is the freeware that will allow you to do that. And if I can grab this link without crashing my plane, I will put it.
That airport is so
into
cute.
the event text.
You gave us a very nice, cute, and small airport. The runway's a little thick, but it's extremely short.
Oh, it is.
I mean, you're parking a plane at the end of the runway.
Or else. Yeah, or else. Yeah.
Ouch.
You're either parking the plane or you're not.
Actually, let's see on the little nav map how long this runway is. Okay, so yeah, it apparently doesn't exist in FSX, and in FS20 it's about 748 feet.
Ooh.
And it's a thick one because... Yes.
Wow.
What's pretty cool is 748 feet by 161 feet. So it's like a very thick rectangle, for a runway at least.
See?
That's kind of cool.
By the way, I also found a landing inspector. Remember the other day I was saying, oh, I wish there was something in the sim that kind of worked like the landing challenges, but that you could turn on.
Yeah.
Apparently someone, this is Karen Studios, and they have Microsoft Flight Simulator Landing Inspector version 1.2, and it is free. And in the event text, I will also
put it in there. You know what? One thing, guys, you're all here. STW said he's gonna try to land on it.
Oh, cool.
I just gave it a run, almost made it.
Yeah, I'm actually going back right now. I'm gonna look at it further because that would be pretty interesting. You know, I want to try to see a little more about this runway because it's so cute and small and chubby.
Landing gear.
I have to come back and give that one a try.
Landing gear.
I am trying to turn to where the landing gear is. I'm not quite sure where it is. Because on my flight plan, I actually had the Egyptian Museum as a waypoint on the route, but here, as we can see, it's actually not connected. It's showing that the route, like you said, it sort of rounds itself off so that you don't really get to...
Yeah, you have to go to the waypoint instead of just following the white line.
Yeah,
because
that's kind of what I'm doing now, so
it's not allowing you everything.
Trying to pull back a little bit and find a little bit too far north. I don't know, I might try to just land at the pyramid so I can make some nice screenshots. I don't know if I want to go all the way to the airport. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we're trying that landing, and I'm way too quick for this still. But
Really?
if I touch down roughly on the ground just before the runway and brake as hard as I can definitely pass to the end of the other side of the runway in the grass and maybe even just meet the road. Don't forget to turn your signal and then enter the road at a good pace. Oh, no.
I almost made the end of the runway.
I even clipped the building. Damn it.
Oh, jeez.
I know, right? I'm not necessarily... I mean, it is a 700 feet runway. What can you expect out of that?
Right?
Pushback helper to the rescue.
It's me overspeeding, so let's not overstress the plane.
I think the plane is already stressed enough just with that runway.
I found the museum. Cool. Found the Egyptian museum. Oh, I guess
Yeah, GG to all of those that can land here. I went way too quick. But this is something that should be a landing challenge. I should probably ask Jane if she could do that for us. Have this as a landing challenge, because this is a very cute runway.
Yeah, in something that might be hard to stop.
Yeah.
Actually, behind me, yep, I just came from it. Let me turn out around here.
EFA would be, well, I don't know who controls this area, but what authority? Aviation authority would be screaming at me for going in the buildings, literally.
Yeah, they would not be happy.
Yep, it sure would be good. I mean, I'm lagging a bit, so I should get out.
You know what's fun is when you don't over trim the aircraft, I actually get to use the yoke a little bit more. I seem to catch myself a lot trying to alleviate the pressure on the yoke, and I'm like, you know, I don't get to fly enough. So I just did a little bit of a maneuver where I did not trim to kind of relieve that pressure, and it's kind of fun. Might be a bit of a challenge. I might do a landing challenge where even on approach you're trying to line up and everything's perfect, but you have a failure, like your elevator trim. So you're gonna have to use the throttle in order to
Landing gear.
That would be
bombing.
more difficult.
Yep, dive bombing over the river here, in between the buildings, over speed.
Careful, I don't know if the bridges are all safe to fly under.
Oh, under's not happening. Not right now. Under is not happening, but down in between, you're doing a bit better than I am. I'm going a little bit too fast, so.
Okay, so the Egyptian museum should be just around here on the right side.
Right there, I think it's this red building. Yeah, the orangey red.
Red.
Yep.
Hey, solar panels as well, hey? Modern technology.
Landing gear.
I like that, yeah, it's kind of like
Oh,
a bright
there's
color.
Another
over
cool
this
building
thing.
off to the left, like a white tower. What is that?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's
It is.
a little visit. We should have found someone who knows the area.
Near the area, yeah.
To ask. And the map that I'm looking at is sadly in Arabic, so it's going to be a little difficult to understand, read that. But it does look like there's a gulf, and then there's a stadium. So there's the tower is between those things. The stadium, there's probably a pool down here, and there's the Gulf. We're gonna fly over the Gulf again, because why not?
Uh-oh, what am I doing?
See if there's a golf ball that can hit us. You never know.
My dog has decided to come and visit.
I mean, who doesn't want to, like, watch or play the sim? It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Oh, now the cat has jumped down. Uh-oh.
Competition for the sim.
Maybe-
You know, watch
Sometimes
your
when
kid.
there's a thunderstorm, but I don't think there is.
Yeah.
I'm heading straight towards that pyramid.
Yep, let's go see the Sphinx. And, there's also a pyramid right next, right? Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, no, two. Oh, yeah, okay. Pyramid
Yeah,
and Sphinx.
The big
Combo
final
pack.
here. The big grand finale.
Wow, that point of view is pretty cool. You see all the pools right here. And there's like this big Y intersection up the.
Wow, let's look straight down. The view straight down from the external is quite a.
Yeah,
all
it's
these
quite specific.
buildings. Wow, yeah.
It's pretty nice, I must say.
Climbing, I am climbing too quickly, so let's throttle
Yeah,
down.
I think we'll go watch the Sphinx, the pyramid, and then we'll go land, so we can have a group picture in front of the Sphinx at the very end.
Sounds good.
Wow. La-di-da just decided to buzz me in a Cessna citation. Very illegal.
Yes. La-di-da just zipped right by me.
Definitely over 250 knots.
I'm only about 130, so I'm doing relatively okay. Slow down a little bit more.
I'm speeding at 175. Can't wait to see how good this thing is. Hey, you can see the Sphinx from here. Hey, you should bring in your cat so you can see, because it looks cool.
Hey kitty, look at your cousin here. Just give me that look like, should I be impressed?
Definitely. I think there's space between the pyramid and the Sphinx that we could land on afterwards. Looks like there's this area that could do it.
Thanks, evidence. I see that. Yeah, the RAN failure 2020. Yep, that is exactly what I was referring to. Put in there, check if you can detect them, handle them, and survive. Exactly. Wow, here we are. It's time to slow down more. Right by it too fast, right?
Oh, I'm pretty darn quick as well.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like you're building many pyramids next to it. It's like, you know, there's Grandpa in this pyramid, there's Uncle Gerald in this one, and then as the family goes down, you see smaller pyramids. It's kind of nice, honestly. That's a place.
Well, my cat's trying to kill me.
Well, I mean, it is the land of the cat. Cats have the power.
Just decided to rub her face on the monitor, which turned the monitor, and I'm only at 500 feet. So, that happens again.
Just pull up with your joystick and your yoke. And
if I ever miss a Thursday, can somebody send the detective around to question the cat? Because clearly...
Cats are always suspicious.
Oh, I see a road here. I'm not just trying to land on this road. Oof. Road has a hill.
Go and try to land for the Sphinx now. There's this big weird building not far. It's kind of a weird shape. There was the base for the next pyramid and they never got to it.
Do I get a ticket if I actually hit the pyramid?
I would assume so. One thing that I would say is be careful, because I learned the collision for certain of those pyramids may not be 100% accurate to the visual geometry that you're seeing, so just be aware of that.
I decided to
landing gear.
Get myself a little bit away.
Let's try that landing. I love because from my approach, you have this big bank of sand, this big sand dune, or that's just above, so you have to climb a bit, and then you have to drop. And then you have to hope for the best.
Now, let me attempt to taxi my way over there.
Big drop. Wow. Okay, yeah, I don't know how that's gonna go, but I really need the brake. Yeah, that doesn't look good. Go around. Okay, let's see closer, because I actually did not plan the way I was gonna go here.
Stall.
Here's the beautiful Sphinx. Wow.
Wow, these look really impressive from the ground.
Probably be best if we actually approach it from the city, because we're going downhill. So we're all going the wrong way for this. I'll probably downhill from the city.
イベントはここで打ち切りになりました。